Hey everybody, what is up? Serial Overdrive here, and today, the long-awaited video is here. We're going to be talking about how to make money in Entropia Universe, specifically through trading. So let's get right into it. Why am I here? Why am I at Twin Peaks? Well, because back in the day, this is where it all started for me. This is where I started trading, and so I figured this is a good place to start the video. So let's get into it. First things first, when you start trading, there's a few different types of traders you can be. You can be one that exists solely on auction. You can be a trader who exists sort of in here, or you can just trade with society mates and people that you meet throughout the game. So the easiest way to get started is to start trading at a teleporter. It can be any teleporter. It's just got to have a lot of people there. So let's go to main chat here and let's scroll through it. Look at that. You got someone that says want to sell this. See, so this is someone that came here. They're trying to sell Christmas strong boxes, rings, whatever, right? They probably bought them or they got them through loot, and they're trying to make a little bit of profit. They're trying to go around the market. They're going to save themselves 50 PECs if they can sell it here, but that's probably not the best use of your time. What you want to be doing when you're in an area like this is, first off, don't spam local channel. Go here to trade, and then say like what you want to buy, right? So like WTB, ores, and matter. Because ores and matter are the best things to do. You could also do animal parts. Basically what you want to do is you want to buy something stackable. Okay, I'm not going to do this because I'm not actually trading, but you want to buy something stackable. You want to buy something like this, right? You've got wool, it's stackable. You can sell it on auction. Maybe you're going to buy wool, so it sells for 104%. If you buy it at, let's say, 101%, someone who has only 1.6 PEDs like me, I'll sell you it for 101% because I'd lose money in the auction fee. The auction fee's 50 PECs. I would not make that in markup, so it makes sense for me to sell it to you for maybe 101%. I'm making a little bit extra. It works for me. You collect a bunch of that wool. Once you get like 50, 60 PEDs worth, you sell it on auction. You make, well, what would you make on that? You make about you'd make about 2 PEDs. You're buying at 1%, so you make about 1.5 PEDs. When you count that markup, you'd make 1 PED or 2% on your money in this case. That's generally what you're looking at, 2%. So if you're starting off at a trade terminal, if you're starting off at a TP, it's gonna be hard. Don't think this is gonna be easy. It's gonna be hard, okay? But you can slowly build a clientele, and I'll go into that later. But basically, you buy ores, you buy matter, you buy animal parts, you buy it a little bit below auction price, and then you sell it in bulk on the auction. Remember, the auction has that 50 PEC fee plus a little bit extra, but we won't even go into calculating that right now. But basically, you want to cover that 50 PEC in bulk, and you want to buy just a little bit below market value. The goal here is not to rip off people, it's to make long-term clients. So what that means is when you're trading with someone, if they come back to you once, maybe twice, even if they do it once, just say, hey, add me to your friends list. If you've got something to sell, let me know and I'll buy it, okay? Another good place to go, you can go to Camp Ithaca, anywhere where there's a lot of people, right? So Twin Peaks, you're going to find a few more advanced players, right? So that's where you can buy your ores, your matter, some of your more advanced gear, or, well, finds. Camp Icarus, not Ithaca, sorry, Camp Icarus is where you've got a lot of newbies. So this is where you're going to be buying sweat, a lot of that basic stuff, very low markup stuff you're going to get here, but you can probably get a little bit more of it. So you've got to sort of decide if you want to buy in bulk and you want to get a lot and try and do it that way, or if you just want to do a little and maybe try and get some of those higher value things, okay? Now, one thing to remember about here is you have no control over how much someone brings you. Someone could bring you 200 PEDs in oil, you buy it 2% below market rate, sell it for market rate, and you're making a good chunk of change, right? Very easy. Or they could bring you 200 PEDs in an assortment of things, and you've got to sort it out, you've got to sit on it, you've got to wait until you can collect a few more PEDs of all that stuff, and then you can sell it on auction. So make sure you have the PED card to do this. And as you start getting closer to that limit, so let's say you have 50 PEDs of oil, maybe that's all you want to buy. Maybe you just want to buy, 100 PEDs of oil. So just come out here and say buying oil, buying oil, buying oil. And you just sort of spam chat. And don't spam chat. Go on trade and just post it every so often. Okay? Now, this is the easiest way to go. And it's probably what most beginners would do best at. But there's something like look at this. There's no one here. It's not really working, okay? That's because things have gotten a little bit more advanced. So better traders, they have a channel like this. This is Trader Marty. This is a different channel, but you can create your own channel in Entropia Universe, tell everybody to go there, and then what you can do is you can sort of, well, I guess here's how it works. You find clients, you find miners, you find hunters, you tell them, hey, this is the channel I want you on. When I say buying ores and end matter, buying hides, whatever you're going to say, that's when you come to me. I'm going to come on probably around these times. You just make it very clear, like, hey, if I'm online, feel free to stop by and sell me whatever you've got. So you basically make a channel, or you can add them to your friends list, your call, and then when you log in, you either message them if you want to be a little bit intrusive, or you put a message out on the channel, or you just wait for people to message you. This way you can sort of play the game and make a little bit of money as you're playing it through trading. This is a little bit better of a way to go because it's very passive. You're not standing here just wasting your time trading. Trading in this area, it's a good way to waste time. So let's say you want to watch a movie. You want to watch the latest Netflix movie. This is the perfect place to go. You go here, you watch your Netflix, spam the chat. Every now and then someone comes by, you pull out your phone, you calculate everything on it. When I started, Bones did not have calculators, so I had to actually use a calculator, but you guys have it easy. And you also have this auction thing, right? That makes it easy too. But that also means you can't make as much money. Anyways, what you want to do is you just sit here, you spam your message, whatever, copy, paste, you guys know the drill. You collect all your ores and end matter, and then you head into auction. So the first way is to spam it here, or to basically sit here and trade. The second way is to trade through, you create a trade channel, find clientele, you make friends, add them as clientele, or, join a society. I've got one, a serial society, check it out. And, you can just say like, hey guys, hey, buying whatever, blah, blah, blah. Don't spam it, just say it once, let everybody know, and then move on. The last thing you want to do in general is spam, because nobody wants to sell to a spammer. I don't, you don't. You want to be friendly. You want to try and add to the community. That's the goal here, okay? So, let's say you've got your ores, you've got your end matter. Let's go here. You can see I've got a collection just for mining, but you go here. You go to your materials, and again, the key here too is you don't want to hold on to anything for too long. I do because I mine it. I'm just going to get the percentage later, but if you're truly a trader, thing you want to do is you want to move inventory. You want to move things as fast as possible. So maybe you've got to sell a little bit below auction value. Okay, that's fine. Don't worry about it. Now, moving inventory is important. If you sit on something for too long, it can start to fluctuate. Okay, so Belcar stone is 101%, but a year ago it was probably selling for a little bit above that because you can see the yearly average is 105%. That means if you bought it a year ago, you sat on it, and you decide to sell now, you lose money. You want to avoid that, so don't hold anything for longer than a week. Just keep that in mind. Alright, so we're going to play with this, I guess. We'll just use the Belcar stone because that was the first thing I pulled out from storage. Now, you might have stones, or you might have ores, end matter, whatever. First things first, let's refine. Usually when you refine stuff, you can get a little bit more markup from it, okay? So I'm using the basic refiner. You can find that at the TT. If you want to be more advanced, you can also buy something like this, which is what I'm actually going to use. I just remembered I had this. The T105. You save a little bit of money on markup, which actually does matter. Once upon a time, I was going through so much in PEDs that I bought these. There were 2 at the time, now there's only 1. Don't worry about ore or end matter. That's an old school thing. You don't have to worry anymore. So, take your ingot, whatever you've got, and hit that refine button. Remember, it was 101, 102%, let's say. Now what does it sell for? 103. You made a little bit of money just by refining it. Cool, right? That's usually how it's going to work. And if something is way off, so for instance, if you see a daily value of like 130% and your weekly value is 103 and then your monthly is 101, go with the monthly. Always go with that lower percent. Play it safe, right? The day's obviously been manipulated. That's going to throw off the week, and the month is probably more of an average because you've got a lot of PEDs of Belcar or whatever, in this case, going through. And again, be careful of ores and end matter that aren't traded too much. If it's traded very rarely, just offer a lower percentage on it because you could lose more. So if you're looking at something like platinum, you see it's only traded a few times a week, that means it's going to be hard to sell, so offer a lower percentage because that's a higher risk item. Just remember that, okay? There's higher risk items, lower risk items. The more volume you've got, the lower risk that item is, the faster you can move it. Now, let's go to the auction and let's set this up. So what I like to do is, let's say I bought this bell car at like the 101% that I was recommending, okay? So I bought my ores at 101%. Let's go to the auction, trade it, and see if we can actually make any money off of this. This is all theoretical, but you guys get where I'm going with this. And if you don't, always feel free to ask questions. Go to your refined resources, go here, go there. Okay, there's a few things to pay attention to here. First, sort by buyout. You've got a 102% buyout here, but these are large amounts. We're selling a small amount, so let's see where the smallest amount goes. Got 89, 60, 8.7. So it looks like I can sell for 103% because these are all large amounts. There's a lot of newbie traders, newbie crafters who they can't do that. If you're new, you don't want to spend 612 PEDs on a 102%. Like, you don't want to spend 600 PEDs to save 1% on 10 PEDs of ore that you're going to be using. So you're willing to pay a little bit more to get a smaller number. Cool. Other thing to look at here is orders. Okay, we've got one order for 101.3. Always check those orders because that's going to be the lowest point you can sell for. We're not going to do it, but just remember that. And we'll get into that later, okay? So, we saw the percentage. We can sell it for 103. I'm going to go with 103.13. It's pretty easy. And if I paid 101%, I'm going to make a little bit off of this if it sells. It's a good deal, okay? If I sell for 32, it's going to be 106%. That's too much. 103 is perfect. I'm going to move all my inventory. If you really want to be like sort of little cunning here, you can just keep bumping it down, and then you get a little bit higher percent when you sell at that 31% mark. Now I'm selling for 103.54. I sit on this. I'm getting the same amount of PEDs for it, just a slightly higher markup. You're being very smart here. You're playing it perfect, right? You got 2 of these ingots just sitting here for the next time you go, getting a little bit of extra markup. No one's going to notice. You're cutting a little bit off the top. It's cool. Don't worry about it. Let's sell it. Nice. So you put that on the auction. Now we just wait for it to sell. When you're waiting for it to sell, you want to have extra PEDs so you can keep trading, keep playing. So the goal here is to have a big PED card. You can do that through sweating, mining. However, you can trade your way up. You can start with just one thing. Maybe you just want to buy oil. You can start with just oil, move into list, and slowly expand, get a clientele, get everything going for you. It works. It's a long game. It takes a lot of work, but you can make this work. Again, nothing comes free in Entropia Universe. You either got to put in time or you got to put in a deposit. So you can see right here, I'm sitting at 103.45. There's nothing here really selling. Like, there's some 61 PED things. These are threatening me, okay? But someone who's really just looking to try out something, maybe they have a limited blueprint. They might only need a few hundred ingots. They'll buy this. You're saving money in a way. Trust me, this works, okay? And you've always got to remember that there's a sweet spot. Personally, I always find it to be between 50 and 100 PEDs. This guy, he's hit the sweet spot right here. This is priced to sell. This is a good buy. If he bought it at 101%, he's making a nice 2.33% on top of it. And if you knock out trading fees and all that, he's probably making 1.5%, okay? So that's just sort of your basic, sort of basic level trading, okay? Now, you want to start with this. This is a good way to get the feel for the market. But once you've got a feel, you've got a bit of a PED card, we can get a little bit crazier with this. Okay, remember how I said orders? 101.3%. Maybe you could put in an order for 101.31%. Just a little bit above his, you'll get all that stuff, okay? Put in your order for 101.3%. You set that bottom line. Everybody's going to sell to you because they want quick cash. Then, when you get enough, you sell it on auction at 103%. Take a nice little hefty, a nice little profit there, right? Again, you're not making much percentage-wise, but if you run this on everything, you're going to come out ahead of the game. The thing here to keep in mind, You could get way more inventory than you're expecting. If someone hits a HOF, the whole market could just be hit. It could drop the price of it. So let's say all-time high comes out, right? It's this ingot, Belcar. I should pick something easier to say, but whatever. It's this ingot, okay? The guy sells it to you at 101.3%. He keeps selling. He drops the price down to 100.5%. You're going to have to sit on that ingot until the price goes up. I know, it's annoying, but that's how it works, okay? There is risk involved because you're not doing it instant. It's a lot harder to predict the prices. Maybe you have that order set in there for a week, it drops, and when it drops, someone runs up, takes advantage, and sells it. You can respond a little bit better if you're there dealing with it in real time, trading in real time, but if you're not, you gotta accept that risk, okay? Another potential buying opportunity here, look at this, 2,020 PEDs of this, okay? That's a crazy amount. No one needs that much. Very few people need that much. He's selling at 100.99%. That's why I told you buy it, 101%. Buy this, split it up into just little 50, 100 PED lots, put one or two of them out on the auction, and just slowly let that go out. You're going to make a nice hefty little profit. You're going to make maybe 20, 30, 40 PEDs on 2,000. It doesn't sound like much, but over time, this numbers game can work. It has a snowball effect. It compounds, and eventually you're going to get to the point where you don't need to trade anymore. You've got deeds, you've got everything. It's making money for you. You're good. But until you hit that point, this is trading. This is how you do it. And this is what I'd recommend. If you're looking to get into trading, this is the best way to do it. Again, you just find your niche, you play that niche, and you just make it work for you. You can do this with guns, you can do this with anything. Generally, items that are found a lot are the best ones to do it for. So that'd be ores, end matters, animal parts. That's why I said it. They have a high volume, and anything with a high volume works, but those have the highest volume, and they're generally going to be the ones that you can just squeak out the most profit. Again, don't rip people off. Don't try and buy something for way undervalue because people just will disrespect you for that. And don't try and trick someone. Don't be like, oh, I'll give you one PED, give them one PEC, because that generally doesn't work. You might get reported. Don't do it, okay? It's not going to work long term. You're going to make a little bit of profit at best, and then you're either going to get banned, or you're just going to, sort of be a shitty person for no reason. Now, that's trading in a nutshell. One other thing I can think about too is, again, respect those long-term clients. And you can find it on both ends. I forgot to mention this. If you know anybody who's a crafter, if you know anybody who uses animal parts or anything like that, maybe you're buying shrapnel. You're going to buy it at 100.5%. You can sell it to a hunter for maybe 100.75%. You're making money. They're making money. Everybody's happy. Okay? That's the goal here. You want everybody to be happy. You want to find, if best case scenario, off the auction, you find a buyer and a seller. That means that you know someone who's going to sell you this stuff, a miner or a hunter, and you know a buyer who could be either a hunter or a crafter generally. Most likely they're going to be a crafter. So if you know a lot of crafters, you're in the money, okay? If the biggest problem in Entropia Universe is that demand. You need to find the demand. If you can find the crafters, you can definitely find the miners. And you're just that middleman. You're just moving the product between people. You're taking it off people's hands, and they're paying a convenience fee. Basically, they don't want to trade it. They don't want to TT it, and they're paying you a convenience fee so that you deal with all the dirty work. You deal with grouping it up. You deal with selling it on an auction. You deal with finding the true buyers because you're buying in bulk. That is, well, you're not buying in bulk. You're buying everything, okay? And to be a truly good trader, that's what you've got to remember. Buy everything. Because those are the traders I go back to, the ones I use, those are the ones that are buying everything. They're the ones that'll buy whatever I come at them with. If you're just buying oil, it might work for some people. If they're your friends, if they like you, cool. Or if you give a good percent, great. But if you buy everything, that's where the money's at. And if you can get a couple, maybe 10, 20 people coming to you every day with their stuff, you can be doing good. It's going to be a good life for you. It's going to be a good little tidy side game profit. And once you get it down, you can just get people say, no, you come on 2 p.m. Eastern time every time you come on once a week, maybe once a day you come on. They know you're on. They're ready to go. They meet you somewhere. They trade with you, and that's it. Okay? Don't switch planets, though. That's a big thing. That's going to kill your trade thing because then people aren't going to switch planets with you. Stay with your crafters. If your main crafter, if he goes to Arcadia, guess where you should be going? Arcadia. That's how it works. Think of it like a business, run it like a business, and you'll have a bit of luck. This is the only way to profit in Entropia Universe. This is the only guaranteed way. Deeds could drop in price, okay? Maybe they're, maybe their dividends drop. Maybe they're not paying out. I don't think that's going to happen, but it could happen. Trading is the only guaranteed way to make profit. You're just running stuff in between you, and the faster you can do it, the less risk there is, and the more likely you are to not make a good amount of money. Again, it's all about how you do it. It's all about your skills. If you get questions, comments, anything like that, ask it down below. Hope you guys like this video. If you're new to my channel, hit that sub button. I do a ton of Entropia Universe content. There's a ton of good stuff. I've got a playlist. Hit that playlist. Just watch it all. You're going to love it. And, yeah, I hope I'll see you guys around. Thanks for watching. Peace.